Hello and welcome to VR Reviews. Today I'm reviewing the SH Figuarts Michael Jackson. So yes, I bought this on a bit of a whim. I am a fan of Michael Jackson to a certain extent. He's not like my favorite artist or anything, but he is pretty cool, or was, I suppose. This is his attire from the Smooth Criminal music video, which is a song that I do like. And yeah, this is one of the first musical artists in the SH Figuarts line, if not the first, I don't know. And he is fairly well done. He has the same level of articulation and detail you would expect from Figuarts, as well as a wide array of accessories and interchangeable pieces. So let's go ahead and zoom in for the articulation, scope, and details, all those sorts of things.
Alright, starting with a quick size comparison. Of course, here we have Michael Jackson. Here is another Figuart, which is Goku. Here is a standard Marvel Legends 6-inch Superior Spider-Man and 3 3/4-inch Marvel Universe Wolverine. Michael Jackson is actually, if you don't count Goku's hair, a little bit taller than Goku, which is surprising. Michael Jackson's not a especially tall person, but either way, he is roughly in scale, although he is a much thinner sort of build than Goku is. He's still roughly in scale with other 6-inch figures here, and is much bigger than a Marvel Universe figure. Now, let's get everything else out of here and just look at Michael Jackson. Alright, moving on our 360 spin, here you can see Michael Jackson. He is decked out mostly in white. It's a pretty simple suit kind of design. Lots of nice creases and sculpting there. His undershirt is blue. It's got buttons and suspenders that are visible. He has a sequiny kind of tie. It's got a little bit of a shine to it. He has a blue armband on one arm. And that's pretty much it for the upper body attire. He's got some black shoes down there at the bottom, which have white top ankle bits. I don't know what those are called. And they have little bits of black line work and things like that on them. He has sort of open, splayed hands right now, and he has a lighter skin tone at this particular point in time in his career. So that's all cool. He looks very nice, very good sculpt work and paint work, so that's all very cool. Now let's go ahead and zoom in on his head sculpt and alternative head sculpts. Alright, here are Michael Jackson's head sculpts, and I personally think that the likeness is pretty good. It certainly looks like Michael Jackson enough to count, and I think it's just a decent likeness overall. The sculpting on the hair is good, the facial structure all looks very Michael Jackson-esque, and the paint on the skin looks pretty good too. It seems a bit speckly, I don't know, it's a bit strange, I don't really know why that's like that. But other than that, he looks pretty cool. And on the back of his head, he does have a little tail there, which is removable, and you can swap it between heads whenever you pick which head you want him to use. So yeah, that's all very nice. Now let's go ahead and zoom out and look at some articulation. Articulation-wise, Michael Jackson is fairly standard Figuarts fare, which is good. He has a ball peg head, so that goes up and down, rotates. And then he has his tail hair in the back, which also rotates. His neck joint also moves forward and back and goes around, so that's good. His arms drop down, go in and out, forward and back. Very useful since he has sort of the little angled shoulder piece, so it allows for full motion there. Single hinge elbow, also rotates. There below that joint. Hinge and rotation at the wrist. Diaphragm joint here. Ball peg. Very good. Same thing in the waist. Full motion there as well. His hips don't drop down like a lot of other Figuarts hips do, so that limits his articulation a bit. But it still goes forward and back a little bit, and in and out a little bit as well, and rotates around on the joint. Single joint knees, so those go all the way back, forward. They rotate on the joint as well a little bit. Hinge, rotation, the ankle. And he has a toe joint as well. So that's all pretty standard fare for Figuarts. And he's got really good motion. You can get him into plenty of dancing poses or whatever you want to do with him. Now, Michael Jackson, like all Figuarts, comes with plenty of interchangeable pieces and accessories, so let's go ahead and look at those. Alright, here are all of Michael Jackson's hands. They're pretty much just all various, sort of just different gesture poses for dancing and things like that. He's got some sort of open hands and then sort of curled finger hands and more relaxed kind of hands, and then he has a bunch of different hands for sort of pointing and things. They all have little sort of tape things wrapped around the fingers, and they're all sculpted with equivalent amounts of detail. So you can get him into plenty of different hand gestury kind of dancing poses, so that's all very cool. Next up, Michael Jackson has a alternative torso piece, which is a new thing for any of the Figuarts that I've seen anyway. It's for arms up in the air sort of thing. That part is not why the torso's like this, it's because the jacket's flowing outward is the part that makes this different, because you could just pose his arms upward. This torso is missing any shoulder articulation, but the neck does still move the same way the neck on the regular body does, and once you attach the arms, they'll move the same from the elbows down. And then he has his hat, which surprisingly fits on his head really well, considering it's just hard plastic. It must be molded very specifically, because you can have it tilted downward and stuff, and it just kind of stays there once you have it on there right. Lastly, Michael Jackson has his sort of zero-gravity lean stand, and he comes with 2 alternative feet for that. I don't really know why they chose to go with that. They have peg holes in the bottom of them, so you can peg them onto this stand, which is essentially just a silhouette of Michael Jackson. Because his ankles can already bend forward at that angle, so they could have easily just put holes in the bottom of his feet and then just use the feet that are already there. But for whatever reason, they decided to go with this method. I guess that's fine. You can just take his feet off and put these feet on if you so desire. Which is very helpful for having him stand up in this position, because he cannot do it otherwise. Alright, that wraps it up for Michael Jackson and all of his accessories, so let's move on to the packaging. Packaging-wise, Michael Jackson comes in a somewhat standard Figuarts box. I'm not actually sure which side of this is the front, which side is the back. This has the normal back stuff on it, but it also has the window on it, so that's a bit strange. Normally, you would be able to see Michael Jackson there. SH Figuarts Michael Jackson. It's got the pictures of the figures and the little descriptions in Japanese that I can't read, as well as the warning information and stuff down there at the bottom, so I guess this is technically the back, but it's where the window is. So if you were going to display them in package, this is the side you would probably want to use. And then on the other side, which I guess is technically the front, it has a nice, shiny Michael Jackson logo, and it's very pretty. And it has a replicated signature down there at the bottom, Tamashii Nation, Bandai logos, all those sorts of things. So I guess it is technically the front, but if you want to display him in package, you should probably use the other side. So, yeah. Michael Jackson.
Alright, that wraps it up for Michael Jackson, so until next time, goodbye!
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed my videos. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.